Yeah. Drink. Hey guys, welcome back to Tapped In with the Willises. I'm Jovan,
I'm Deborah.
and we're here in beautiful Nanyuki, Kenya. First Nairobi, then Mombasa. And just coming from Mombasa, and then we're in Nanyuki, and our travels will continue after this. And so this is going to be a short one, just to recap part one, and we're just going to go over the last few things again with the notes. Y'all know how this is. Let's talk. Win the book.
For me, I started looking into tickets 6 months out, and I made sure that I went through different airlines, different companies to find out when the prices would be the cheapest. We ended up not booking until like a week before, and the prices were the same.
Yeah.
So
Blessings.
yeah. I booked with Cheapo Air. I personally like them because, in the U.S. they do offer you like very, very affordable deals.
Definitely, once you get on the continent, I would tell you to look for a good African-based airline to go with. One, because I'm all about African sovereignty, and two, because like a lot of the third parties, not saying they're bad or anything like that, but their prices are definitely going to be high.
Luggage, the cost of luggage.
Because we like moved our whole life for this venture. There were some things we just couldn't leave behind. I encourage you to pack as light as you can, which we attempted to do too, but we were still overweight when it came to the luggage. I'll say this: it's a lot fairer prices in Africa. In America, I paid $200 a bag. Once we got on the continent, the prices were way more fair. Maybe like 25 to 60 bucks a bag that was overweight. So budget for that as you fly as well if you have that issue. You've booked your plane tickets, you've got your passport, you've got your visa, you've picked a place on a hotel site or Airbnb for your landing spot. And if you haven't, I encourage you to look ahead to where you may move next and keep your eye on those locations. You've made the decision, I'm going. I've got all my ducks in a row.
Your actions have followed this decision.
Okay? If you haven't, now you're at the point that I gotta tell my family. How, when, you know, we tried early. We tried early, and it was probably best that we tried early. I know with my side of the family, there was a lot of hesitation, but a lot of encouragement at the same time.
One thing to take into account is that I am the youngest daughter.
The baby.
And so it came as a shock. I don't think anybody could have necessarily seen that coming, other than maybe my sister, maybe both of them. Shout out to Mika and Nicole. They might have seen it coming, but as far as my parents, it was received as if they were losing me. And I didn't understand that at first, because you do all of this, mental preparation, manifestation, and gathering all your stuff. And so you're excited. But when it comes to telling your family and you're not greeted with that same excitement, it is difficult. I also realized for me during that point, it was, in a sense, unfair for me to expect to get a certain response that I felt like I needed to get, because there was a vision, that I had seen.
With that, I spoke to my dad quite often. I spoke to my mom quite often. And they were very supportive, don't get me wrong on that. But like Deborah said, it was like people take it like they're losing a child. And as the person going, you have to be mindful that people may respond in that way. Speaking on those feelings of those loved ones who feel like they're losing someone, sometimes that sadness they feel can almost be discouraging. And so for me, my dad, he had to tell me. He told me. He said, "You need to go talk to her dad. He's losing a daughter." He said, "You don't understand what that's like to lose a daughter." And I'm like, he's not losing her, but I understood what he was saying. He told me. He said, "You my son, and I'm messed up about this. I don't know what I'm gonna do when you gone." And I'm like, man, I'm not gone. But people often feel that way, especially when we're not properly educated on Africa. To them, I think a lot of people, unless you know a lot of people who are well versed with the continent, they think of lions, tigers, and they ain't no bears, but bears, oh my, you know what I mean? They're thinking of it like that. So to them, you're going into the wilderness. Take the advice that's given, whether it's flattering to you or not. Take that advice, understand it, understand that it comes from a place of love, and that's what I had to learn. I believe that's also what Deborah had to learn too.
It's interesting that you say that they feel like you're going into the wilderness, because in a way you are. Anything that is unknown, the unknown, the wilderness. And one thing that I've realized is that you get a lot of concern, you get a lot of questions, but a lot of things that aren't seen is that, like with our family, it was this excitement, and hey, this is where the Most High is moving us to go, and all of these things. But what I think family doesn't see is your own fear of stepping into the wilderness, stepping into the unknown.
Since you jumped into the last topic, let's get to it. Let's talk exit feelings. You've put all your stuff in storage. You've made all your arrangements. How was you feeling the day before we caught our flight?
I wasn't prepared to feel a overwhelming sense of almost like a calm. It wasn't a nervousness. It was genuinely a peace, because at this point, everything that we had seen, I think it was also kind of like a feeling of, it was real. Everything in my life that I had experienced, like joining the military, had always had a surreal feeling to it. This had a real feeling. And I think it didn't really hit me until, of course, I think there would probably be another video of, flying into Africa. There was a lot of time, a lot of attention, a lot of effort put into making sure that, Zion and Anna were handling this transition. And so
the day before was heavy. You would think the day before, when you're getting that encouragement to go, that it would be like that extra boost. But in actuality, sometimes it's not negative, it's not bad, it's all love. But it is heavy. It makes you realize, like, man, I have support here. I have a circle here. I have a tribe here. You know what I mean? And you're now, here you are, that lone family in this case, going off into uncharted territory that no one that you love dearly can prepare you for. And then as a dad, as a father, it was heavy because everyone's letting you know you're responsible for them. Something happened to them. Don't make me come to Africa. I was told that. Don't make me come to Africa and hunt you down. I'm like, oh my God. You gonna come to Africa, but it ain't gonna be to hunt me down. But like Deborah said, it was a peace. It was a peace in knowing that we were being led by the Most High. It was a peace in knowing that everything that took place was spiritually ordained. A song that came into my orbit while we were on the road coming back from North Carolina. Y'all come on inside.
is it that wacky tobacco stuff.
There was a song that came in to orbit, which was Fred Hammond. Your steps are ordered. Your steps are ordered. Every step
Oh, he gonna sing it.
of a righteous man. That right there came into my orbit. And all over again, it was like a confirmation from the Most High, like, keep moving. You know, I had family cry on me, and I couldn't cry. I told them straight up, I can't cry. I can't cry right now with you. I love you. I feel you. But because I have to be the shoulder, because I have to be that pillar holding up my family, I can't cry with you right now. I got to make this move first.
It did almost feel like celebration before leaving. We went, we skated,
Oh, yeah.
we got back.
Love to skate. If you don't know,
Yeah.
now you do.
Then, you know, Crystal had her baby shower, so it was another, you know, it felt celebratory. My mom graduated, so that was another. And so I carried, and I didn't realize that until just now, that spirit of peace. I carried a piece of my family spirit with
Can
me.
I finish your sentence?
Yes.
You just named several new chapters. We had to start ours.
Yeah.